Hello everyone, how are you all? And this is me Beyond Astro K, and I'm bringing you a video. This is a moon video. This is a full moon video, which is in Capricorn on the 3rd of July 2023. So we're coming home now. We're coming home to mommy and daddy because the sun is in Cancer. And yeah, whenever we see Cancer and Capricorn, this is mummy and daddy time. Things get real serious. Things are being brought down to earth. Of course, we're going to be feeling emotional. Of course, we're going to be feeling in our feelings. We're coming to home, roots, our family, our structure and security. But we are now coming to an ambitious time where we see our future, where we are getting structure, where we are getting energy from structure, money, resources, hard work. This is on the 3rd. So the third or number 3 in tarot is the Empress. So what this shows me with this Empress card for the 3rd is that we are taking care of business, we're taking care of ourselves, but we are also slowing down. This is, whenever we have a new or full moon in a cardinal sign, the energy is gaining momentum. We are also gaining a beginning, a start. We are still in the summer solstice of Cancer. So we are beginning something that is fresh and brand new, but it's going to be in a different way because this is Earth. So the Empress card is showing us that because it's going to be a highly ambitious time, we are also letting go of what we no longer need when it comes to Capricornian stuff, i.e., old goals, old ambitions, planning and planting new seeds. There is something that we planted in January that is either finishing, or it's either we just think, no, not needing this no more. And we're going to be seeing it now. But also this Empress card is like showing that there's nothing we can do. Everything's going to be out of our hands. Just sit back and try and relax. Get back to basics. Connect with Mother Earth, ground. This is very much a highly fertile card as well. So yes, we can hear businesses about, family and growing a family, but we can also hear about bringing, fruits of labor. I wouldn't necessarily say I don't envision not seeing anyone building new businesses or building new goals, being more creative, but we're taking it just a little bit more seriously. With this full moon in Capricorn, it does oppose Cancer, Mercury in Cancer. So on one hand, even, how we emote ourselves on the outside is not how we're going to be feeling in the inside because of the opposition. On one hand, we can feel very, with it, stable, very much in control, very much know what you're doing, know where you're going. But on the other hand, we could also feel extremely moody. We can feel very, and this is for the Mercury, Mercury sides. So thinking wise, because Mercury, it's not to say it doesn't do well in Cancer, it does well. It doesn't do well in most signs anyway. Obviously, it's stronger in Gemini and Virgo. With it being in Cancer, it's more emotional. So our thoughts can be going back to what makes us feel comfortable. Yes, it can go back to the past because you can't talk about Cancer and Capricorn without going back to the past, going back to what works. So, because of the opposition here, it's like, what we're thinking and feeling can be very, again, I've got so many favorite words, guys. Lots of ups and downs mentally. And we can definitely feel and think within our feelings instead of thinking very logical. And, you know, especially if a lot of us are trying to make a decision, you know, especially making a decision to releasing the old, it's going to be very hard. But I feel that once we make that decision, and I'll say why, because we also have with this, we have the trine to, we have the sextile to Saturn, and we have, yes, we also have the trine to Jupiter in Taurus. And what this can help us bring is like stability. You know, we're going to be overdoing anything, overspending, being overly ambitious, just doing things over the top. And even when it comes to our emotions, there can be a bit more of a thinking before we act. Like, okay, let's think this through before we even go there. You know, remember, it's summertime. The weather in this country has been amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if it lasted all the way until October, guys. Well, that's wishful thinking on my part, but still. But yeah, but there can be a lot of overindulgence on all what we want. And there's nothing wrong in that, but we just have to be a bit more logical. And we also, you know, we may find it hard to really connect with our feelings. But with the Saturn trine to Pisces, it's like, okay, you may find it hard, but this is what you have to feel. And, you know, you're not going to be going over the top. Say what you think, say what you feel, because you just never know. And I do feel it's a bit of a psychic element that can come with this too. Like knowing when to emote and knowing when to, you know, hold it in. Not necessarily hold it in, but knowing when to hold it down. Like, okay, I said what I said and that's it. I don't need to say anything else because I've just said it all. I do see with this that there can be a lot of, you know, brand new opportunities. And also it does depend, you know, because look where Capricorn is in your chart. Look where all the cardinal signs, look where Cancer is, look where Capricorn, look where Aries is, and look where Libra is, because all of these signs are going to be hit. It is at 11 degrees. I also forgot to say, guys, that not only we got the Empress card that's highly involved with this because it's a 3, we also have the, I always say the Libra card. It's also the Justice card, and whenever the Justice card comes into fruition, because remember we're dealing with Libra and Taurus cards here. And they are Venus, you know, so this feels like it's a very big Venus energy that's happening. And with the Justice card also, because it's 11 degrees, is that, you know, they definitely can be themes that are coming up to do with law, order. I'm thinking stability a lot, but I feel that there's going to be a lot more elements and themes and stuff to do with law, order, things coming out, like justice in a way. It can very much be a karmatic time. Remember, Pluto has entered Capricorn and it's coming out in January next year. So we can still see these themes coming out. And yeah, but even on the whole, I feel that emotionally there can definitely be us not being afraid to say what we think and mean what we say. I do see a lot more people working on, it's not even necessarily, yes, it's passion projects, but just getting down to the nitty gritty and taking what you want to do more seriously and having more of a structured routine that will come with this as well. You know, Saturn in Pisces, even though it's retrograde, it is like, okay, you know, you may not want to do it, but, you know, what if you put a little bit of effort into it and you just never know, you know, you can just, you know, it's not about doing everything all in one, but just like putting a little bit of effort and seeing what happens. So I can see people, especially if you're lazy, which can be like myself, just making a bit more strides. And also with Jupiter being in Taurus as well, it gives us that groundedness. And yes, some of you can earn a lot more money as well, especially if you're putting the work in, because this moon is about putting the work in. So I feel that some of us will be putting a lot more work into what we want to do. There could definitely be some job changes galore along the way. Starting new businesses, starting new families, just structured all over. But remember, this is a releasing moon. Full moons are about releasing. So there could definitely be themes of releasing, like releasing a new job, an old job, releasing being, you know, ambitious for this and that. There could be a lot of releasing that happens. And that is definitely due because of Saturn in Pisces, which Capricorn is ruled by. So when we come to, you know, another reason why I say, because obviously, because it's, because even when I looked at the chart, guys, you know, the moon is in the 4th house, which is going to definitely hit the UK because they have Capricorn in the 4th house. And when Pluto entered Capricorn, it hit this country's 4th house, and this country went wild when it came to their roots and heritage. It went wild. You know, I think you guys know about Brexit and everything. I'm not too, obviously I've talked about stuff that are quite political, but I'm not like a heavy, but I think it's important to understand your country and its lineage. But yeah, we saw a lot that's going down, and it's what's another thing that's really strange about this is that like I said, I'm not like strict political, but I feel it's very important to know about like your heritage and lineage. And we have the Windrush generation who came here in 1948 to help rebuild the UK. So it was people from the Caribbean. And we are celebrating 75 years as I speak. So they came and rebuilt the country through, you know, the railways, you know, fashion, art, music, you know, fashion, art. Sorry about that noise, guys. So yeah, so there was a lot of, you know, and also like with the railways and also buses, there were bus conductors. So they came here to, you know, they were told, and they, you know, to, you know, they're British citizens and to just build a new life. And some people had children in this country, and some people brought their children over from the Caribbean to the UK because they were told that the roads were paved with gold. So what happened during like the 2020s when we still got the Tory party in government. So what's happened is that, you know, their papers were basically scrunched up and thrown in a bin. So where they were no longer told that they were British citizens, but on their passport they were. So now there's this big, which is very, it's not about being acceptable, but it's just a thing of, you know, what is right and what is wrong. And what's happening now is that they're still fighting for compensation because some people lost their homes, their jobs, because they were basically valued as aliens. So what's been happening is that, you know, you're getting people and hires up that are trying to fight to, you know, get their papers and get compensation. And all this happened, I say this because all this happened when Pluto went into Capricorn. And, you know, with this full moon, it's in the 4th house, which is going to be hitting the UK's chart. So it'll be very interesting to see what can happen now. And I feel that things will pan out the way that it should, because you're having like the younger generation. What's happening now is the Pluto and Virgo generation that are trying to help the older generation get their due. But what will really happen is like the Pluto in Libra and the Pluto in Sagittarius, they'll be helping them get their due, especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius. So I've gone off on one, as you guys know I love to do. So yeah, so I say that it's because this full moon is in the 4th house, which is the UK's 4th house. So this will be also interesting to see what actually happens. And, you know, the sun in Cancer is in the 10th house. So this is about honours. This is to do with like the work. This is to do with like how we emote ourselves. this country's 4th, 10th house is also Cancer. So again, like I said, I can predict what can happen, but I feel that it's really important to see what pans over in terms of people and their roots and their heritage. If things are going to be rights are going to be put to wrongs are going to be put to right. If we're going to be opening our eyes to see what we as a collective or what we feel should be, what we believe should be right in terms of where we live and in how people live. And also looking at our prejudice, because Capricorn does rule that as well. Remember, it's a very, on the shadow side, it's a very snobby country, I was going to say. Yes, this country is quite snobby, but it's also a sign that likes to climb the ladder by either being begged for it or just it's very status seeking. We saw that with this country, very much about status, very much about old heritage, but that's actually crumbling. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. Not even very interesting. It will be, I think it's just to look out to see what happens during this full moon. So when we come to the essential oils, what you could use, again, guys, I love my lavender. Love lavender. You guys definitely can use lavender because it's not, full moons, even though it's a grounding full moon, it doesn't really, some people may feel really tired. They might not feel energized, motivated. Some of you may feel that, quite lazy, to be honest. So, and also remember, Capricorn is about responsibility. It's about discipline. So, yes, again, lavender, number 1. You can use cedarwood, which is very grounding, frankincense, which is good if you're doing that in type of meditation, lemon, chamomile, sandalwood, geranium, and also peppermint. These are the ones that you could use. Remember, check with your health practitioner before you try any new essential oils, okay? So guys, with that being said, with all my ramblings of the Capricorn full moon, let's get to the signs. Hello Aries, how are you? So we have this Capricorn full moon. And there's another thing I've got to say, if this is going to be hitting all the cardinal signs, which are the 11 degrees. So yes, you Aries are going to feel it. Capricorns, Libra, and Cancer, you're all going to feel this. So Aries, this is in your 10th house. So this is to do with your career, your social status, your standing. Also, it could be about it's definitely about your relationships as well. And you have this 4th and 10th house action going on because of the Mercury opposition. So again, I feel a lot of you Aries, as usual, because we're coming up to eclipses, and we're also coming up to the North Node in your sign. You're feeling very ambitious. You're wanting to make change, but also I feel that there's energy that's happening within the home, whether it's you needing to be more at home, being more visible, being a bit more around family. I don't know, redecorating, moving. It could be you moving. I feel some of you could be moving because your work life, your job may need you to be more closer to home. You could just be very concentrating on, making the money and building your career, and your family might feel a little bit neglected, so that can cause a bit of drama. And with Mercury ruling your 3rd and your 6th, you definitely could be just just getting more organized, getting very much more organized. Okay, this is what I've got to do, this is how I need to look, and you could be just shooting from the hip, just saying. So obviously be mindful of that. But what definitely can help you is really seeking guidance from within, really trying to slow down, not trying to do too much, because again, it's an ambitious time, but there may be something you're missing. There may be an element that's missing that you're not seeing. So I feel that this is definitely a time to just try and slow down, try and You know, because again, when we're feeling ambitious, like, okay, I can make more money, I can do this, I can do that, and you may be overspending or thinking about spending. So, and you may be overreaching, overstretching. So really try to slow down, listen, and also try and listen to what's said, because you know there could, again, like I said, there could be something that you're not seeing that you will see. And this also could be with your career, like, you know what, I'm chasing this, I'm not getting my due. So there's definitely a lot for you to be thinking about, and definitely could be lots of changes within your career as well, whether you're initiating it or whether you're not. The card you have is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, very much a, you know, fire card, very much about battles. It's very much about competition. So you definitely could be feeling very competitive to reach the top of the mountain. But you do need to listen. You do need to take that time. There could be, again, like I said before, battles at home, battles at work, battles with earning enough, battles with, you know, battles within yourself. You could also be very much like feeling, I'm picking up energy of selfishness that's coming. So, you know, you don't want to burn yourself out. Again, I feel that some of the changes that are happening within your career, you're not going to be seen till after, or you're not going to be seen when there's changes. So really look out for that, okay? Hello, Taurus. Another thing I forgot to say, this is going to be benefiting the earth signs and the water signs. If you are 11 degrees, you are going to be benefiting, okay? So for you, Taurus, this is your 9th house. So this is about law, philosophy, your belief systems, and faraway travel. So some of you may decide that you want to do that. You want to study. You want to, I don't know, be a lawyer, retrain. Some of you may decide that, you know, you've got a lot to say. So you may put it down on paper. You could be bringing out a book, you know, which is really great because a lot of you Taurans are great writers. So yeah, that's one thing. You could also decide that, some of you may also decide that, you know, there could be definitely some emotional stuff that's coming up, and it could be to do with children, it could be to do with siblings. So I feel that there's some things that need to come out that, you know, whether it's not said, it's going to be said now. I feel there's like an airing of truth. And the fact that it's in your 9th house, this is like, it's go time, Taurus. You know, if you're one of them Taurus that don't like drama, you know, it's not saying it's going to be drama, but I feel that there's certain conversations that will be had, whether it's with siblings or neighbors or even friends, that truth needs to be told. And this is the perfect time to do it. You know, you got Jupiter in your sign, so there's changes galore that's happening. I feel that anything you're going to be investing in, whether it's to do with learning a new language or culture, or anything like that, it could be a huge investment for you financially, you know, because of the Saturn in your 11th. You could make huge strides and huge gains from people that you are associating with. These people could be from a different country or culture, different religion, different background. So, you know, you're definitely on the roll, Taurus. Very beautiful time for a lot of you. So the card that you have is the Moon card. Ooh, so you could be in your emotions. You know, you could definitely be within your feelings, like you may be undecided of, you know, because opportunities are there for you, Taurus. There's loads and loads of opportunities for you. I feel some of you are having so much decisions of like writing, whether you're doing a book, whether you want to study, go back to college, whether you guys want to like go to the higher realms, or whether you guys want to travel. This can make a lot of you feel like emotionally quite up and down. But the moon is also guiding you to listen to your feelings. A lot of you Tauruses, although you are very sensitive, and remember, the cards I pulled out for this, they are Venus cards. Okay, so it's very much a Venus time for you. So what is your guilty pleasure? What is, you know, what are your senses telling you? Okay, so there's so much going for a lot of you Taurus, but it's also a very beautiful time. I feel a lot of you also definitely could be changing your career. I know I talk about career a lot because it's a Capricorn, but I feel that you're going to be changing your career to something more visionary, something beneficial for your future. Okay, that's what the moon card is saying. Listen to your emotions. Hello, my Geminis. How are you? So, Gemini, this is in your 8th house. Okay, and you know, you're ruled by Mercury, but it's in your 2nd. So, you know, there could be you got this 8th and 2nd house thing going on. So it could be like a bit of tussles, and you know, it's about your money, about money you're owed, money that others are, you know, money you're owed, but money that you owe others, and vice versa. This is going to be about your spending habits, your eating habits. There could be this sort of tussle of, you know, and especially when it comes to like your partnerships as well, of not feeling you're having enough, but you're having enough, overspending. This moon in Capricorn is asking you to be very, very cautious this time round, not to overestimate, not to overextend, really seeking wisdom within, okay? There's going to be, I feel for everyone in a way, everyone's going to be having changes within their career. And more so with you, Geminis, because you got Saturn in your 10th. This can build a bit more stability in your career. It can. It really does depend. Remember, this is a general. It can build some stability because some of you may be wanting to jump from this job to that job because it will benefit your finances in some way. But Capricorn, you know, Saturn in your 10th is like, okay, you know, maybe stick with this for now so that something is, you know, your finances are stable. And, you know, when something better comes on, and especially if it's, you know, things are, you know, it's not about hearsay. It's like really checking the details. If things are stable, i.e. documents are signed and, you know, things are worked out properly, not just a handshake, it's like on paper, then maybe, you know, there'll be like changes for like your finances within your career. So it can feel very up and down for you. A lot of you may very much feel within your emotions. You could actually feel quite emotionally, in a way, not necessarily volatile, but just like moody. Because, you know, it's like, I'm getting my paycheck and look at this. You know, we're putting money together and look how much you're spending and look at this. There could be a lot of that. So the card you got is a Tower card. So even though when we see the Tower card, it's like, it can feel very, in a way, dangerous, depending on what's going on. I feel for a lot of you that there can be some crashes and burns that come because there needs to be a new start beginning. So whether it's you really sitting down with your partner or sitting down with whoever you join your finances with and just get back to the drawing board. So I feel some of you maybe think of taking a holiday, and it's like you have to put it on hold for a bit because, you know, and I do feel with some of you Geminis that Saturn being in your 10th has not been easy. You know, things seem, but there's a block along the way. You may be overreaching, or there may be stuff that is said that is not making sense, or, you know, so it's like you just really have to just sort of like hold on for a bit until like maybe when the nodes change. So yeah, just, you know, try and take it easy, try and take breaths. You know, but the Tower card in a way is good. It is saying that there's changes that are coming, but with changes, it does come with a collapse. Then something rebuilds. Hello, my Cancer. So, like Capricorn, you're in the hot seat. You're going to feel this. So, what this is saying is that, you know, this is in your 7th house. Yeah, and you've got the 1st and 7th house action going on. So this is to do with like the physical, mental, emotional, your family, your career, your home. There are big changes that are happening, okay? But especially with Mercury being in your sign. I feel a lot of you Cancers are not wanting to budge. Not wanting to budge. Whether it's you being stubborn, not wanting to sign this, you're not wanting to talk to this one, talk to that one, not wanting to initiate a conversation. I feel that some of you may be feeling quite hurt about something to do with the past or something that someone said, and you're just very much in your feelings. You know, the opposition to, you know, the Mercury in your sign is like, you know, again, like what I said in the beginning, you know, some of you may on the outside feel, oh, everything's fine. But in the inside, it's just like, no, I'm not. And it could be in a good way, not budging. The fact that you've got Jupiter in your 11th house, I feel this definitely could be to do with friends, but also it could be definitely to do with like what you're believing in as well. Again, a lot of you there could be structured and changes within your job, but also within your group setting, who you hang with. Your goals and your dreams could change. If you're one of those Cancers that just like to just chill and not do anything, you guys will feel very ambitious now. There could be a lot more. I feel that new people can come into your life. They could, whether they're helping you or you just feel them when they feel you. They could be from different creeds, different cultures as well. I can see a lot more of you, like, instead of just watching Netflix all the time, getting off the sofa, reading those books, learning that language, feeling a lot more ambitious than you have in a long time. Remember, Cancers, beginning of this decade has not been easy, okay? You've had this Jupiter, Saturn conjunction in your 8th. You've also had the, you know, Saturn, Pluto in your 7th. You know, I feel that things are going to be really good for you between now and the end of this decade because of the conjunctions that we've had. And I feel this is like one of the other bits that are happening. You know, you got Saturn in your 9th, you got Jupiter in your 11th, you have conjunctions in Taurus that are happening for like, I don't know, 15 years from last year. You got, you know, there's good things that are happening. So I feel a lot of you just need to see that. Okay, and this full moon's going to see it. It's going to show it. Like, get off your ass, Cancer. You know, get out of those feelings. Use those feelings to be producing. Use those feelings to be, you know, doing whatever you needed to do. Because there's, again, security and money to be made for you. And, you know, I feel some people that come into your life, Cancers, now, you weren't even envisioning it. They just come into your life. You just have a conversation and it just happens. So the card you got is a Page of Swords. And it's like a beginning of a new journey in a way. Like the people that come into your life, they could be very young. There could be lots of sparks of conversations. It can be mindful, Cancer, because these conversations or these ideas and that can be very thick and fast. And they could just wipe you off your feet as well. You know, but I do see that you have a lot of support. You know, yes, it's in your 7th house. So this is, you know, you know, your relationships are at the fore and also with yourself physically. So there's nothing wrong with kicking back, Cancer. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when opportunities arise for you, you know, it's not necessarily having to ask your partner, should I do it? You know, sometimes you just know, you know, so look up these opportunities that come, whether people are around you or whether it's been envisioned. Okay, that's what the Page of Swords is saying. And they could be younger than you as well. Hello, my Leos. How are you? So, Leo, this Capricorn full moon is in your 6th house. You guys have been visiting this for, what, 15 years, you know, since Pluto's been there. So this is about your work life, being organized, your health, fitness, getting down to business. So you guys, I feel, definitely will be getting down to business. And it's definitely to do with your, you know, there's like hidden themes that are coming up with you. It's like some of you may be feeling, oh, I can't be bothered. But it's just like Capricorn's like, no, just do it now. You know, really get on it now. Cut out those unhealthy habits, whether it's drinking, smoking, or try to. Not say cut out, but try to. You know, because when you're cutting out things that you love, it's not easy. And you know that. In general, it's not. Some of you are lucky to feel like that, but it's generally not. So, yeah, it's just saying, you know, try and work on cutting out those healthy habits, getting the paperwork done. This definitely could be to do with pets. You could be getting a new pet, bringing a pet back to the pet shop. A lot more tidying up, a lot more cooking, cleaning, changes in jobs, you know, new work colleagues, people from higher up as well. Again, I feel there's some secrets that can be coming up, whether you're holding it or whether it's going to be coming out through work. Could be gossiping too. But also, again, because this is trining Jupiter, your work life could actually be quite stable. Even though it does square, there can be a bit of a stability that's coming. And I feel a lot of you Leos are going to be getting a lot more, what's the word? A lot more responsibility. A lot more responsibility. And some of you may actually like it. You may think, you know what, I actually like this. I'm not shying away because I'm in charge. I actually like this role. I actually like what we're going to be producing. You know, some of you could be very overexcited and just go gung-ho. And it's like, no, hold on. You know, there could be some fears that come up. Like you're not good enough. You're not. And these fears, obviously, because Saturn's in your 8th, it's like, oh, you know, and it could be to do with money, your shared resources, but it also could be to do with like you not being good enough. So really talk out your thoughts, really speak out how you feel. Doesn't have to be with bosses, but could be with friends, could be doing therapy as well. Breathe out your thoughts, I would say. Use this, you know, using essential oils. But there's a lot of work to be done. I'm not gonna lie, Leos. And the fact that I forgot to say we have the Jupiter. I mean, we've got Jupiter square Venus in your sign. So this can bring a lot of a bit of frustration that's coming when it comes to like your values and your money. So yes, there's a lot that you're going to be doing. So the card you have is the Queen of Cups. And she's asking you just to connect to your heart desires. Asking you to know when to go gung-ho and know when to rein it in. The Queen of Cups, there could be a Queen of Cups that comes into your life, actually, Leos, that can help you. Whether you realize it or not, you know, someone definitely come into your life. But I feel that it's going to be pretty much a creative time. The fact, even though you've got the square to Jupiter, Venus, it still can produce great work. It still can make you, what's the word? You know, sometimes there's things that are thrown at you that you don't see. It's like a test. So there can be some tests along the way. But I feel it's like a test towards your passion. So this is what this Capricorn full moon is going to be. Even if there's more work thrown at you, whether you guys like it or not, it's just more or less a test to see how passionate you are, to see how much in love with it you are as well. So yeah, a lot of work, very busy time. Hello Virgos, how are you? So Virgo, this is going to trine you, especially if any of you who are in the mid, this is like the second decan, remember we're doing the second decan here, of Virgos. So this is in your 5th house. This is a great house. And when I talk to the earth signs about you revisiting this, it's because Pluto's in your sign. Pluto's trining you guys, trining Taurus and Virgo. So I feel, because it's in your 5th, you got the opposition to your 11th. This is going to be, yes, it can be a very crazy time when it comes to your, you know, your creativity, your powers of creativity, your friendships as well. Some of you, because you know Virgos, you're a very giving sign, so you may feel that you may feel that you're giving a lot more to friends, but now it's like giving more to like what your passions are, your creativity. Even giving more to like your children. If you've got children, their passions too. Some of you could be revealing a secret. You could be bringing out something very creative. 5th house is very fertile, so it's very creative. So you could be bringing out something that shocks people, like, oh my God. Yeah. And also, you know, yes, you have, you know, you're going to feel this definitely because you got the, you know, the sextile to Saturn in your 7th. So I feel that your relationships in general, whether it's business or personal, could start to be a bit more balanced. I feel some of you could actually be signing contracts. It could be like a new business deal that comes up, which is always good. You could be, you know, having a new partnership. Even like your personal relationship could start getting a bit momentum, even though things may still be a little bit not really like up in the air. And also with Jupiter in your ninth as well, that, you know, your world's going to be expanding. You know, it feels like the world is definitely your oyster. You know, even though you got opposition in your 11th, still there's things that are going to be going in your favor. And if you're seeking any type of inspiration anyway, you know, inspiration is everywhere, through books, through culture, through meeting new people. So the card that you have, Virgos, is the Five of Pentacles. So even though the Five of Pentacles is about loss, it's also about, you know, not having enough, feeling a bit, just not feeling great when it comes to finances. Again, like I said in the beginning, I feel some of you are not giving as much passion to what you can create. So it's time to look within, okay? Look really within. This card is saying, even though it is about, you know, loss and everything, it's like, what, you've got really nothing to lose. And if you're not really putting your all in, this card will actually show it. Okay, so see what you're not happy about, because there could be a bit of an unhappiness that's coming, and the unhappiness may be because of insecurity that's coming up. So really, you know, come on, Virgos, you've got this. You know, yes, you're a very logical sign, but you're also extremely creative. And again, like I said, inspiration really and truly is everywhere for you. So really go for it. Hello, Libra. So how are you? So you're going to be affected by this, especially you second decan Librans, you Aquarius decan Librans. This is in your 4th house. Again, all the signs are visiting a house that they've seen since, what, 2008. But because you're cardinal, this is going to be greatly affecting. This is about your home. This is to do with your career. This is to do with your wellness, health, and your wellness, health. There's a lot that I feel a lot of you Libras have to be sorting out. And, you know, this is all bringing like this full frontal when it comes to your work and it's your career. Once again, unlike Aries, you're going to be more drawn to family and home and roots. And I feel that a lot of you are going to be a bit more organized when it comes to home. Like I can see a lot of you, you know, because I know a Libra actually at the moment who's organizing their home. This is before the full moon is happening, but they're organizing the home. They're making more space. There's family, a new family member on the way, so you know that it makes sense. But yeah, I feel a lot of you are going to be a bit more organized with that. You know, I feel I can see a lot of you cooking more, cleaning more. Obviously, like the career and your status still will be taking shape, but you know there may be some clashes with like higher up. Because you may be wanting more for your family, and they may be wanting you to do more at work. They want you to have more responsibilities, and some of you are sort of like moving away from that. The fact that you've got like the trine to Jupiter in your 8th, which actually can bring in a new income, i.e. money. There could be money that's owed to you. So it could be from your work. It could be from the government. It could also be from your partner. You know, your joint finances. So that may be making things a little bit more better at home. Like you could invest more. You could buy new furniture. You could, you know, painting. And, you know, Saturn in your 6th house is giving you a bit more organization, even though it may be here, there, and a bit everywhere. So I don't see this as bad. I see this as a little bit challenging. Actually, not a little bit. I see there is challenges, but on the whole, I feel that you definitely can work through it. Yes, Saturn in your 6th is making things a little bit hazy, but it is also forcing you to like prioritize like your health, your wellness, and work that needs to be done. So the card that you have, here's your card. The card that you have is the Seven of Wands, which actually is a work card, Libra. It's actually, you know, you're getting to work. I feel that your energy and vitality is sort of rising up, and you know, you're putting the work in. Some of you may be a bit proud that you don't want help. You may not be asking. You know, I feel that you're very ambitious in order to create, and this definitely extends to like the wider circle of family, like your parents. You definitely could be thinking a lot more about your lineage, what type of, whether it's investment or what type of, you know, legacy that you want to leave behind. But yeah, the Seven of Wands is actually a great card. It's, you know, giving you that sort of energy and drive, but it's also asking you to, you know, ask for help when it's needed, even though you may have the energy or you may have, you know, the goods. Again, lots of favorite words. Two heads are better than one. So yes, busy time for a lot of you Librans. Hello, my Scorpio. So Scorpio, you're going to be benefiting from this. This is in your third house. So this is how you communicate, what you write, you speak, all of that. Again, you Scorpions are going to be relishing with this full moon in Capricorn. You definitely could be bringing out a project where it's a writing course, a book. You could definitely be meeting up with new and old friends. And other themes that are connecting with this full moon is your learning, your higher learning. So you definitely could be thinking about what you want to learn. It can be a little bit of confusion. It could be a bit of a tug and pull about your belief system, what your beliefs are, what other people's beliefs are. You could be maybe pulling away from certain groups and organizations and belief systems because it no longer aligns with you. It's not to say that you won't have your say, but I feel that a lot of you will be making yourself heard. Other themes that are with this is your relationship, business and personal, and also your creativity. So this can actually there can be a bit more stability when it comes to your relationships. Like I feel you may definitely be a bit more positive when it comes to relations, how you're communicating in your relationship. So if there's any tension, or if you want to try and do something, well, not necessarily different, but if you want your relationship to go to like the next, go to like the next phase in life, I feel a lot of you will, there could be a bit more open communication and even spending time doing things. If you have children as well, I feel there could be a lot more of having fun, especially in terms of your creativity. I feel that it's very important, Scorpios, to sort of just be honest with yourself and admit your likes, dislikes. Not that you guys don't, but some of you may be very quiet and, just want to be coasting. So I feel it's very important to communicate, especially if you are wanting to pursue a new project, a new goal. If you want to have a bit more fun as well, it's very important to try and leave that communication gate open, because you don't want to have any resentment in the future. Like, this is what we should have done, or I wanted to do and we didn't get to do it because of this, because of that. Also, this extends to your children as well, like having open communication with your children, but also, definitely having communication openness when it comes to matters of the heart and what you want to create as well. So the card that you have is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, it's a Capricorn card, so it is very much about, sticking to the tried and tested, holding on to the past, hold on to money. You could be definitely holding on to like an old way, You may not want to rock the boat in any shape or form, Scorpio. Hence the reason why some of you may be coasting. Some of you may be thinking, oh, just work itself out. But you need to be a bit more vocal, especially if you're one of those quiet ones. If you want movement in any way, when it comes to in how you communicate, it's really great to be writing down like even setting like intentions when it comes to anything you want to create, design, draw, if you want your relationship to go to like the next level, it's really important. If you can't find a way to like say it, it's really great to write it down. Also with this third house as well, deep breath work will help because it's third house. There could be some nervousness that comes with this as well. So yeah, but trying to not stick to the old tried and tested because you believe it works. Hello, my Sagittarius. How are you? So this new full moon in Capricorn, it won't be affecting you too much because, you know, you are, you know, this is in your second house, which is about your money. But you also have themes that's to do with your home, your lineage, the past, and, you know, money, shared resources. You know, there's a lot of money action happening for a lot of you Sagittarians. And yeah, I can see some Sagittarians really holding it down, like really not spending, overspending, working on their finances, you know, doing lots of paperwork, maybe changing banks. Some of you maybe even wanting to like put money under the bed because you don't trust the banks anymore. But really, you know, working through like finances, like the expenditures, what needs to be saved, what needs to be spent, how you're spending, how you are, you know, even second house is to do with like what you're eating as well. So if you're one of those extravagant Sagittarians, you know, you may be thinking, you know what, we can't be buying caviar. We need to just relax this. You know, with Jupiter, you know, you're ruled by Jupiter and it's in your sixth. So this is giving you this, you know, I can see a lot of you just being a bit more cautious now of what you're eating and what you're spending. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, just really holding it down. Some of you might even be a bit more stingy now, you know. Even though Jupiter in this is actually helping, it's make us be a bit more level-headed. So I see a lot of you are just looking at it and thinking, you know what, this has just gone a bit too far. I need to, again, rein it in, but I also need to be a bit more, you know, realistic in, you know, instead of shopping at, like in London, we have Waitrose, which is very posh. So I'll go to Aldi instead, you know, and I'll eat a bit more healthier and, you know, I'll cook more at home. I won't just go out to restaurants and have takeaways, you know, we'll have like more family dinners. Because even like your mind may even go back to family, like how you used to cook and, you know, how your parents used to cook. And some of you may even be guided to like, if you have a garden, start building, you know, obviously if the foxes don't get in the way, but, you know, just having like just, you know, planting some seeds and tomatoes. And, you know, I feel a lot of you are getting back to basics because there's stuff that's coming up to do with the past. Like how your parents used to cook and how they used to even save money, how they used to spend money. Certain things are treats. A treat is not every day. So some of you Sagittarius could really be surprising yourself and just getting really down to basics. And the card you have is the Ace of Pentacles, which is actually a new beginning when it comes to your finances. Like what I said in the beginning, you guys are, you know, surprising yourself and just, you know, working through your finances even down to the finest details. And with Jupiter being in your sixth house, this is giving you that sort of like, that eye of, okay, you know, don't get too ahead of yourself. Even though you may have enough, do not get too ahead of yourself. Because, you know, we don't want to, you know, I feel a lot of you are not going to be missing the beat anyway, you know. So, yeah, you'll be, and also you may even find that once you know, rein things in properly, you may also see that, you know, you actually have enough. So some of you may be lucky and you may invest. You can invest in a new home, and, you know, there may be some new investments. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is saying. There can be some investments, and especially for the long term as well. Hello, my Capricorns. How are you? So, Capricorns, this is in your first house. Okay, so your first house, you are going to be shining brightly. You are also going to be releasing a theme that was planted 6 months ago. We visit this every year, Capricorn. So this is not new to you. Okay, this is not new to you. So Capricorns, you know, you've got Pluto that's entered your sign again, and you know, you're getting down to base. It's like this sort of like last try, like, okay, this is like this last time I can you know, get healthier, set up my business, or be a bit more nicer, or, you know, try and open up more, have a family. You know, this, I feel that this is the last, this feels, obviously it's going back in January, then it goes back out again, then it goes fully into Aquarius next year, November, for good. So when it comes in and out, you're still having chances to amend things, but there's still stuff that's pouring out, good or bad, that needs to be worked on. So you're doing the deep psychological work. And whenever the full moon goes into your sign, Capricorns, it shines this light, good or bad, on you. So, and also you got the trine, you got the opposition in your 7th, which is your relationships. So, you know, it's about really and truly opening up, talking, communicating, any stuff to do with like business or contracts. It may be, things may be set in stone, but then there's some niggles along the way, which is irritating as well. And it also could extend to your personal relationships too. Also, you have a beautiful trine to your 5th, which actually really and truly helps when it comes to creativity. Actually helps you express your heart's desires. Again, a lot of you, because this is about releasing, and there's some things to say that some of you Capricorns may actually reveal something to do with a passion that you have. It could be to do with children as well. But yeah, a lot of you may be surprising people with what you're going to be revealing, or what you're bringing out there, what you're showing people. And remember, this lasts till the next 6 months, until like we have another Capricorn new moon. Yeah, so anything can happen between now and then. And you know, it's like what your mind thinks, it can happen. You know, with the trine to, you know, with the sextile to Pisces, it's showing that whatever you put your mind to, it can happen. So again, it's a highly manifesting time for you. Manifest to your heart's desires. If you're wishing to be a bit more creative, if you're wishing to have more harmonious relations in your business and personal, whether you're signing a contract, or whether you're wanting to expand your family, or whether you're wanting things to be a bit more, not necessarily easier, but if something's happening but you want it to go well, I feel for a lot of you Capricorns, you know, this is great to be writing it down. And that is due to Saturn being in your sign. Saturn in your 3rd house can also make you doubt a lot. You can make you a bit confused. You may feel that you're forgetting things. You may feel that, oh, I wished on this and it didn't happen, so it's never going to happen. Remember, manifestations take a while. It can happen quickly. It may not. So it's just like wishing and believing. But also knowing that I do believe that things will really go well for a lot of you, especially if you're starting, like anything you're starting, especially if it's concerned to your heart, it definitely can go well, even if you're waiting as well. So the card you have is a 6 of Cups, which actually is a very nostalgic card. It's to do with, you know, past relationships. You're a very nostalgic sign, even though you guys look like you're not. You're actually very, very nostalgic. So I feel that yeah, I feel it feels quite sad what's going to be happening for a lot of you Capricorns, but I feel some of you are looking back on what you didn't have, or something that went bad and you feel that it's going to happen again. But the Six of Cups is saying that, you know, in your past is detrimental to your future, and it doesn't necessarily it's going to happen again. Sometimes whatever happens, good or bad, we just learn from it. So you may feel, and also Pluto's in your sign, you may feel that you could have thoughts and that coming back all the way from 15 years ago, and it's coming full circle. It could be 8 years ago. It could be, you know, but I feel that there's stuff that's coming back for you to, again, like I said in the beginning, revise, but also for you to see how far you've come, how far you've learnt. And, you know, if it didn't work, I feel that it can work now. You just have to believe, or try to believe. Okay? There's a really big one for a lot of you Capricorns. Hello, Aquarius. How are you? So, Aquarius, this full moon in Aquarius, full moon in Capricorn is in the 12th house. So, the house of, I was going to say home. Some of you could feel like home, but a house of resting, spirituality, dreams, letting go, releasing. Again, like all the signs, you have seen this house before. And you have themes that is connected to your wealth, your wellness, your health, fitness, you know, pets. And also, let's not forget, you know, your home life and your money situation. So, yeah, with this, you've got the 12th and 6th house action going on, and, you know, your wants and needs. Like, some of you may just want to be by yourself, just want to rest, relax. You don't want people bothering you, but you have duties to tend to. You have work that needs to be sorted out. You know, I feel that I can see some people just coming to you, Aquarians, and, you know, sign this contract, sign this book, and, you know, and also on top of that, you're trying to keep healthy, you're trying to work out, you're trying to cook healthier, you're trying to sort out, you know, your pet visits, and if you have them. So you're trying to, you know, some of you may be too balancing too much, but you just want that time alone. You want peace and quiet. And I feel you will get it. You know, this is next door to you. You definitely will get it. Obviously, home is where the heart is. And, you know, with the second house, you know, with the, yeah, definitely, like with the Jupiter in your 4th house to the expansion, there can be something that changes within the home life. It could be you moving, but it feels very positive. Although it does square you, it still feels like, okay, if we are going to move, it's like doing it now, but making sure like the paperwork is sorted out. I feel that a lot of you are more organized than you actually envisioned, than you ever probably envisioned. And if you are talking about expanding your family, you know, it's going to be like precision planning. It's not going to be like just do things on the whim. Remember, you're fixed here, even though you're Uranus, but, you know, you're doing things differently. You're actually, again, like Saggy, really surprising yourself. And even when it comes to like your money situation with Saturn trine your 2nd house, yeah, there could be a lot of expenditures, but it does feel that things are panning out well. Like, you're spending on things that need to be spent on, not just frivolous. No one's being frivolous here with you know, with the Saturn and Capricorn moon. No one's being frivolous, even though some of you may be spending. It's still like thought out. Okay, so the card that you have is the 4 of Cups, and it's a lovely card, the 4 of Cups, but it's also a card that needs peace. You need a lot of time to be alone to work out your next steps, Aquarius, because, you know, I've said this before, but this time last year we had Saturn in your sign, and it was on you, and you had a lot to do. You know, Saturn was on you lot's arse, and now with this full moon, not with Saturn in your 2nd, it's like, yes, there's still a lot to do. You know, I feel like there's a lot of responsibilities on my shoulders, but I still need that time to think. I need to listen to like what's going on in my mind and my heart before I make that move. Although, you know, you may be you're getting a lot of support, whether it's through friends or family, you still need that time to relax. You still need that time to just make your brain just, relax, because there's a lot going on. Whenever the 12th and 6th house action is happening, it tends to bring up a lot of psychological stuff that we need to deal with in our own way. And I feel this 4 of Cups is showing me that, like, and some of this stuff maybe definitely be emotional. Could be from the past. It could be from stuff that happened last year when Saturn was in your sign. But you just need that alone time. And I feel that if you don't get it, that's when things can get really, really hectic. Yeah, so seek that alone time when you need it, Aquarius. Hello, my Pisces. How are you? You're always the last, but you guys are very patient. This is in your 11th house. And this is actually really great. Like all the water signs, you're going to be benefiting from this. Obviously might be a section with Cancer, but you and Scorpio are really going to benefit this. You have themes that's connected to your 5th house. So with Mercury in your 5th. I feel a lot of you definitely want to... There's a lot of friends you'll be making, Pisces. And especially if Pluto at the tail end of 29 degrees. Especially if you're 29 degrees Pisces. You guys are making friends. Some of these friends may stay. Some of these friends may go. And this full moon will see a release of the old and bringing in the new. Yes, these people can be very influential. But also I feel that a lot of you are seeking to be a bit more creative. I've said this so many times. But a lot of you Pisceans are not being as creative as you could. And it could be a multitude of things. It could be because of Neptune. It could be anything. It just could be life. This full moon is going to be highlighting what you are missing out on, what you are not putting your worth in. And I feel that any people that enter your life now, they can give you huge inspiration. You got the trine to the trine to your 3rd with Jupiter there, and you got the sextile to Saturn, which is in your 1st. And this is great. Okay, this is great for you to be, because some of you Pisces are probably coasting and you're thinking, you know what, let it be, but it's just like, no, you actually really want to have fun. You actually really want to be creative. You just don't know how. So you obviously can definitely benefit from seeking out your environment. It could be where you live, your street. There's lots of changes in where you live anyway, Pisces. Lots of changes there. Some of these are great. Some of these are very shocking. But also Pisces, you guys are very... There's an element that's very in tune with what's going on around. And this brings huge benefits and huge inspirations. You Pisces there's movement within your job and your career, and this definitely could be you going even if you're working, whether you're working full-time or part-time, you're doing that hustle. That's not even the side hustle. You're doing that passion project that will bring something for the long term. Okay, and Saturn being in your sign is just helping stabilize it. There's projects that you worked on that is no longer working, and there's new projects that are going to be coming in. And this Saturn moon is just asking you just turn up, basically, just really turn up. The card you got is a star card. The star card's your guide. It's your light and shining armor. It's showing you to look to the stars. It's never going to be easy, Pisces, when Saturn's in your sign. And I know a lot of you are seeing it. Also, this card is saying that everything is going to be, in terms of like your health and wellness, things are, if you're been struggling, things are on the up. Or if you are working on it, things are going to get better. And that even extends to like, not just the physical, but like relationships as well. Again, you guys' minds may very much be in the clouds. Sometimes you may forget. And when you forget, it's like you're not believing. Still look and still believe. You Pisces, I feel, will benefit from reading maybe scriptures, Bibles, something definitely spiritual, because it will really help you. But yeah, your star is your guiding light. So guys, that was the Capricorn full moon for all of the signs. Thank you guys for being patient. Like I said in my post, there's no July, this month. There's a lot going on, but I will be doing August, so listen out for that. Again, like I said, I will be doing moons and full moons and new moons, because that is definitely my thing. But yeah, no July, but there will be August. And feel free to like, share and subscribe. Let me know how this Capricorn full moon has gone for you. And also, yes, definitely listen to your sun, moon and rising. I know some of you have asked, but let's listen to all three and look where Capricorn is in your house chart. Your personal house chart. You can look at it in your progress as well and your solar. This is where you'll see it will benefit, but not just Capricorn. It's all the cardinal. It's Libra, Aries, it's Cancer, and it's Capricorn. So yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.